MIDI mode and control mode of your Akai Advance are two different modes that are equally as powerful, and it's important to understand the difference between the two. So basically, if you want to use the automatically mapped stuff, the juice, the meat and potatoes behind VIP, you're going to want to be in control mode when you choose an instrument. So right now up here, if I go to the plugin window, we'll see I've got Zebra from UHE hooked up right now. I've got a nice arpeggiaty, dancey patch. And if I want to control those plugin parameters with the keyboard, I could go to the browser and open up control mode down at the bottom. But on the physical keyboard itself, I can go into control mode by tapping the control button right here. I push that button and now I'm in control mode. These knobs up top I can see are mapped up here. I can see what parameters they're mapped to. I can see what's going to happen when I touch one of those knobs. So if I reach up and turn the one that, say, is there to adjust oscillator 1 tuning, or adjust the one that adjusts wave warp. So all of these knobs are pre-mapped to adjust what Akai feels and UHE feels are the most important things of that plugin that you're going to want at your fingertips. You can rotate pages and see the other things you can control. If you look in the upper right corner, you'll see the bank change as I rotate the pages. So these knobs don't necessarily have to control the same 8 things all the time. They can control whatever page I happen to be up on. Now, if you're using an instrument that is not compatible with VIP, or you made some custom changes to it, or you're controlling an external MIDI module, whatever, the Advance is still an extremely powerful mappable MIDI controller. You just have to go into MIDI mode by holding down the Shift button and then pushing Control. And remember, underneath you'll see that MIDI label right there. Anything underneath is the secondary function of the button. So now these knobs turn into MIDI controls. They don't necessarily control what is going on in VIP. They'll control whatever MIDI CC3, for example, is expecting. And it doesn't have to be CC3. I can go through, pick a knob, push the data wheel, and now I can change everything about that knob. I don't even need it to be an increment-decrement knob anymore. Right now it's just going +1, -1 in any direction. I can switch it to a MIDI CC and give it an actual MIDI control change value. So the knobs are fully configurable to be sent to any MIDI channel, any MIDI control change number, and even any style. And if I keep hitting that control MIDI button, the secondary function, I can get to the second page of stuff and take a look at these buttons here. So I can program them to react differently. If I hit it again, I can now adjust the pads. So if I don't want those pads to necessarily send certain notes, I can navigate through, choose a different note for it to respond to, and put it on a different MIDI channel, one that might not be mapped to an instrument, one that might be mapped just ready to accept control changes. So these buttons, if I want more buttons to change things, I can use these pads as buttons for that as well. I can even decide what happens when I hit the button. It's turning gray, the on color and off color of every single pad. So if you want it to match the user interface of your instrument, you can do that too. To get back to control mode, simply hit the control button without holding Shift down. Just tap it, and then we're back into control mode again. So it's a really powerful way that you can control MIDI instruments, instruments that are compatible with VIP, instruments that are not compatible with VIP. Just about anything can be configured with this advanced keyboard.